8.1, love music, love life. This is the Grapevine where we talk about everything related to entertainment. It's an interactive conversation. Of course, we have the analyst in. It's Fa and James.
Yeah, good morning, Lagos. Good morning.
Hi.
How we doing?
Morning.
For this evening.
Good morning, and lovely to have you with us this beautiful AM.
It's good to be here.
Awesome,
I'm
awesome.
still nursing something, but it's good to be here.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for coming through.
Nothing.
forget-
I can't. Well, we can't just let nothing. Just let it just go. Nothing. I'm just in quotes, but it's all good.
Let it go, Mas. Let it
Okay.
Like Elsa. Let it go.
go.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
gosh, yeah.
we love it when you're a part of the conversation. So let us know what your thoughts are. Okay. This is how you can be a part of the show by texting, tweeting, and talking. WhatsApp number is 0809 4440981. You can also tweet at Smooth981. And don't forget, we're streaming live on our YouTube channel. It's Smooth981. Just search for Smooth981. You can catch the live stream. You can post a comment in there, and you can see the studio and its inhabitants for the next 30 minutes.
All right. That said, we're expecting the reactions to come in, but let's dig into the first one for this morning, where it seems back in the days with people's honors being challenged, what they do, they settle it the manly way. And so it seemed like we're back into the medieval days once again as two celebrities in their own right. One, back in the days would be Amo Shine, and then it went into being phenomenal, and it goes about doing stuff and holding people in traffic. And that's talking about actor turned skit maker Charles Okocha, and
Mas,
That was so shady.
what will be next?
and
Before Charles Okocha drags you into the
Okay,
boxing ring.
guys. Okay, so and talking about the singer also coming in, there's a zoo president, as that's talking about B Badmoss Portable. They decided to go into the ring for Christmas and settle it out because they had some deals. And what's the verdict? Let's get James to weigh in on this and give us his judgment. While AJ was battling it out, it seemed they too had to do it this way.
I don't even have to give judgment is out there. We all saw it. And Zazu, the baboon, won that. See, I was so disappointed. I cannot even lie. I watched that thing. So even if you see it was WWE, that was called
wrestling,
fake one. Look, it would have been better if but at least I could see that the two real punches. They tried to, outshine each other. And Amos Shine did not shine. It hurt my feelings. You people don't know how this was really paining me. It really hurt my feelings that he was going to knock this boy out. Look, up Zazu, I congratulate him. But can I also add that, when I was going through the comment section on every different various platforms, one of the things that actually caught my attention was somebody said, I think that a lot of the banter or back and forth or disrespect on social media should be sorted out like this. And I really agree. If Omar's vex me and I say, oh, I'm calling for a bout, let's go to and settle it and sort out man to man.
Yes.
But I don't think it's a Nigerian thing. This situation, and this celebrity boxing thing too. I think I saw it. I think from back out there, and I also saw it in South Africa. Then they had the same situation. In fact, that happened twice. It was awesome, but it was fun to watch. I think it was proper entertainment, and if they start like that, I think they can actually carry on. It would be great to see every other time. But I was disappointed that that Charles, actually, even if it was a draw, and but they
wow. Was he pummeled badly?
Was
he pummeled badly? Like, did he get knocked out?
Nah.
Not Mike Tyson knockout.
Okay.
But he was dealt with. He was beaten.
All right. So if I'd like you to weigh in, just imagine you were sitting the ringside for Amo Shine Phenomenal. That's Charles Okocha. What would you have said to him after that bout? Like, would he get any treatment, or probably would he get cookies, or probably just what would he get for the next one month?
He should keep his day job. That would be the first thing I'll say to him. Because if you are looking for entertainment, that video between Portable and Charles Okocha is just it's not pure entertainment. It's just entertainment, because he kept on. When the kangaroo is, excuse me though, but you know when the kangaroo is trying to fight someone off, if you have watched the videos of the kangaroo, you know it moves his hands in quick succession. That's what Charles was doing. And Charles was just doing that, and then Portable is the one, maybe it's his street, what's it called? His street
or the baboon DNA
life that made him throw proper punches. Charles did not throw a proper punch. Then he did the thing that most boxers hate. He put him in a headlock and tried to hit him. I'm like, what am I watching?
Wait, did it go from boxing to wrestling?
No, it's not called wrestling, it's Gidigbo. From boxing to Gidigbo.
Okay.
I know the most interesting thing. Portable was coming from the club. We came straight from the club. If I would thought it was disaster. The guy came from the event. That
makes it
no
worse.
Training. No training, no nothing. You know, it just came, showed up.
But to be fair, Charles Okocha is probably in his 50s, I believe.
Oh, excuse me.
And Habib Okikiola is much younger.
And
he's street. He's a baboon that lives in the zoo. He's used to fighting for survival.
I'll take the latter.
But Charles has height over him, though. You know those things count. If you know how to throw your punches right, you will get it done.
So, in summary of this conversation, we heard the other time, Elon, I think even much as they're taking bashing at this moment for the way it turned out for Charles Okocha. But remember Elon and they made us wait for this.
Zuck broke his ankle later now, so don't worry. Let's take that.
All right.
And Zuck would have probably murdered Musk in that ring, probably. All right. Well, let us know what your thoughts are. 0809 444 0981. So I'm just curious about this. Was this for charity? Did people buy tickets? Was the money donated to, an organization, or was it just, did the money go to them?
That's the part I really don't know. But I know that they have sponsors. They have people who sort of carried these. I mean, because if it was properly arranged, I feel like they would have even had situations where people could bet on it and that. But I don't think that really happened. It wasn't really properly organized.
Right.
But I think that after this one, the next ones will do better.
Who would you like to see go up against each other in the ring quickly?
Sorry?
Like which celebrities or pseudo celebrities would you like to see go up in the ring?
I would like to see Very Dark Man and any of the ladies that he's always good at.
Oh wow!
A sudden blessing with the CEO.
Any of them, any of the ladies that he
Very Dark Man with
disrespectfully.
Yes.
Think that
exactly. He looks like he will. Maybe me and Omas should go at it in the ring.
Bring it on, Zibby.
I won't buy tickets.
All right, let's move on to the next story, and this one has to do with Samson. I mean, Adekunle Gold. So apparently Adekunle Gold has gotten rid of his locks. Are we going to see something like what happened to Samson, where he lost his past for 7 years?
Of course not.
Will Adekunle lose his magic touch?
Stop. Adekunle started this business without locks. It came with
locks, yeah.
You understand? So it's not even about the hair or whatever. But I think he goes through different various phases. Or he has gone through when he started with the Sade thing, and then later he became a pop star, an Afrobeat artist. He has gone through different. So I'm sure maybe in the coming year, we'll be seeing what this is supposed to translate to. But Adekunle is a very creative artist. I think he has the power and ability to transform to anything that he wants to be at any time.
Efe?
No.
Efe, imagine Adekunle was your man. He just said he was going out, and then he comes back home like this. Would you send him back home to go bring out the old person that left the house?
Hell to the no. I think he's just trying to show us that he's versatile. Can you hear me?
I think most women will. Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
We're struggling to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God, this network. Can you hear me now? Oh, let them go on. Yes.
We were muted, but yes, Efe, can you hear us now?
I think she's so
okay.
So I don't really think, you might have to take permission, but sometimes these days we are actually calling for a situation where you can still be yourself, even in your relationship. So if this is how or what you think will make you feel better, or what you like to do with yourself, I think it should be okay. you know. I mean, if you
What
don't
if the hair was Simi's attraction? Maybe
no,
yes.
the hair, come on.
It could
The
have
hair
been.
was never seen that attraction.
It could be.
Let's not forget that, like I said, I think it started with just in fact, I think it started as a very thing. It looked like Fido before. Now,
Oh my word.
he's now bulky. You cannot say, oh, I don't like you like this. No, come on. And don't forget that he started with AG Baby. Now it's AG Zaddy. So
wow.
If we need to chime in now. Let's hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
So would you send him back home, back to the barber
Okay,
to get
cool.
that done?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all. I think he's just shown that he's quite versatile. I like him with or without hair. In fact, I like him when you just have your what's it called, afro, and you have a little bit of dreads in it. I like that on him. So he's just showing that he's versatile. He wants to maybe be taken more seriously or just wants to rebrand himself. It's okay for entering into a new year. So it's a welcome development for Madekule.
Okay, now I've been going through reactions from fans who saw the new photos he posted after the new look now.
Yeah.
Because he had gone to see a friend who put to bed and just to, say hello. But then someone said it is the mother's prayer working in his life already. And then a post comes with a comment saying, I know Adekule's mom is somewhere saying, Ele fine. It just goes on and on. Abi Simi, and that's asking Simi, isn't this one fine now that you can see?
I think Twitter will always be hilarious if that came from Twitter. Hilarious and mean at the same time if that came from Twitter. But I think it looks really good. Again, it's a new year. Maybe he's trying new year, new me, and he decides to cut his hair. Look good for the PTA when it's time to attend for his daughter's school and all the other things. But he does look good.
Okay, so to the fellas, I want to ask a question. So we've seen Adekule cut his hair, and Omas did ask Efe and the other females if your man came back missing a vital part of their identity, their hair, how would you take it? Now, I want to talk about cosmetic surgery. It's something that's very popular now in Nigeria. Do you think that your partner needs to tell you before they go and get cosmetic surgery? Say you're with your partner one day, they go for a few days, they come back, and things are looking enhanced and bigger across certain regions. How do you handle that?
James, we need to have a discussion about that.
Down. I think you have to let me know because
what's the difference?
It's different too. It's very different. There's something different. That Adekunle, sorry, I said the Jazzy said something. I don't know if any of you saw it when we were talking about that whole, cosmetic surgery. And I cannot say it on radio, but there was this scenario that he tried to describe and thought that it was going to be different after the cosmetic surgery. So I think that's one of the reasons why you need to, I think let's have a conversation. Let's know how we can adjust.
They become manuals. You may have to get the manual.
Maybe after radio, I'll just tell you guys. A short story,
All right. So, Efe, what do you think?
Well, for me, it's a life or death situation. Again, probably because I've had a couple of surgeries in my life. I would like to let the people that love me know about it, just in case. Do you understand? Okay. And that's quite life-threatening. I think it's just ideal that you carry your partner along.
All right. Well, let's go on to the messages that we have coming through. Tayo says, in the clash between the islander Charles and mainlander Portable, the latter maintained his credibility to the shame of the former. Don't mess with the man who lives in the zoo. He doesn't need training. This trolling of Charles is beyond the ring, and I'm sure his timeline will be quiet for now. I want Zibby to defend the honor of Smooth. We believe in you. How? Fun fact, this practice of takaku, is that how is it pronounced? Takanaku. Okay, something is annually done in Peru. So people settling their disputes in the ring. Wow. Okay. Good stuff. You're listening to the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. Stay with us. The conversation continues shortly. What's that word?
Short story. Let's get it. I want to hear the gist. Short story. But it's streaming anyway.
Yes.
Let's go.
Don't mind.
Is it vulgar?
No, not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
But so
if you can hear it.
I
What I
can.
was saying, so let me leave Doghudje's
Okay.
one. Let me leave Doghudje's one.
Uh.
The one that I was watching, the girl, they're actually lesbians, you understand? But so she said that she was sitting at home, JJ. The girlfriend had gone out, and maybe after a few weeks or whatever, traveled and came back. Boom, BBL, big one. Now, normally, that they used to have the dildo, the toy that they play with. Normally, if you want to take it from the back, the dildo was good enough to access.
Right.
Now it's going to BBL. Then now she's struggling to put it in because you don't have a bigger behind. So I said, no, that. So before I said, this is what men go through when their women go through.
I do BBL.
If you are going to do BBL, at least let me know. If I'll talk to the doctor and say, doctor, she's going to do BBL, and how am I going to also
give me manual. Just come with a
let's
manual.
know how you can balance, check the balance. You go and do a BBL, then not expect me to. So
Yeah, you need to let the partner know.
Okay,
That's very necessary.
You know that.
Yeah, wow.
That's the wow.
If my man cut his
Because
hair,
that may
I
be
would
the-
be pissed.
Why? Okay, why?
Oh, I think
No,
when
it's
you're in
not-
a relationship, you don't live for yourself anymore.
I consider that part, but
True. True.
Oh yeah,
That had a lot of the same blocks. A lot.
he cut it.
He cut it. Nothing. Focus on the music. That you see, those you people that are also putting your eyes. In fact, if I
That's
think I said
the hair was the attraction.
which attraction. I keep telling you that
then that's not love.
you
Then,
see,
if that's the way
let's go before.
It could be a woman's body that is the attraction. It could be her smile. It could be her
What
hair.
happens when they now add weight? When they have babies, they now start adding weight, all those things. You say no more attraction.
Really? But I mean, that's like biological. It wasn't a conscious effort to add weight now, right?
Because here is not biological.
Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. This is the Grapevine. We're streaming live on our YouTube channel. It's Smooth 981. That is where you can catch the live stream. You can also tweet at Smooth 981 or just send us a message via WhatsApp 0809 440 981. The analysts are in. Ife and James.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for Ife, what's the trademark?
What's the trademark?
Hi.
Okay. Still talking about catching up.
Yes. So when James is introduced, he does the yeah.
Ah,
So I was going to
okay.
get yours.
If you don't pressure.
Oh, since I'm not there, I'll usually raise my hand in a. Oh,
Okay.
you'll see when I come to the studio the next time. That's the only way. That's my trademark.
Okay, still talking about catching up. While we went off a bit, just you need to race down to our YouTube channel to see the conversation was heated. And James,
Please don't judge us.
James dropped some great nuggets there. You would need to go down to youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos to catch up all of those juicy gist. James, thanks so much.
I beg you.
Well, let's get on to the table this morning and see what's on the table or what people really bring to the table. This table. Yeah. Well, let's go into it. As the king of the comedians is speaking now, right, and saying, you really don't have to bring money to the table. And he was speaking while it was part of a podcast. That's the Honest Bunch, right?
Yes, Honest Bunch.
So it was putting all of this forward. This issue of what do you bring to the table has been a major issue, but he's been able to help us understand that there is more to money. But Efe, I'd like you to pick up from that point.
Efe, you're muted.
I'm back on. So I think this conversation needs to be had. Again, is important. And I like what Alibaba said. Of course, he's talking about the softer skills. So you're bringing understanding, respect, connections, advice, again, depending on what your background is. And I like his direction. So nobody should walk into a relationship or enter into one thinking, oh, I'm going to be pretty. And that's the whole thing I'm bringing to the table. People are pretty when they take you to events. They take you because you can network and get more connections for your partner. whatever it is, be able to use your positive side to work your relationship. I think that's what he was saying. And I do respect it. I do like where he's coming from. It gives women, again, something not just to do, but at least to understand. And we do know that women bring in money. Let's not dispute that, but let's not make it into an argument or a debate that, but after all, some people split their bills. True, they do that, but the women also bring a softer side to the marriage, trying to work closely with your partner to be able to get ahead. So I do like what he said. I literally, again, I respect him anyway, but I like what he said.
But before I let James chime in on this, why does it trigger this emotional blackmail thing when you get when most of this question arises? So what are you bringing to the table beyond being pretty, in quote now, using your phrase?
I guess naturally we're a competitive bunch. For a while, anyways, not for a while, the male species, as in men, have always been ahead in terms of salary advancement, in terms of professional growth and all that. So we are definitely fighting for what we believe is ours. And there will always be that competition. There will always be that friction when typically they shouldn't. So again, he's just brought a better understanding to it. There's no need for you to struggle in terms of who is wearing the pants in the relationship. Do you understand? We need to also understand as women and be able to compromise. Compromise is such a big word. I think I've said it before on the show. We need to be able to compromise. We can do what we are doing, fine, but we do bring the softer skills. And I've seen it happen before. Men bring their problems to their wives. They have a good conversation. They have clearer understanding of what they want to do, and they put it into effect, and it works. So don't downgrade yourself thinking, if I don't bring money or if I am not fighting for my status, I would not be seen as capable, because you are capable.
James?
Yeah, I think maybe I said this earlier. And it's important that when people, even with the podcast and whatever the show is that you see on social media, it's important that you try to watch to really have a better understanding of what that person is talking about, and put it in proper context. And because he broke it down really that it's not just about money. And then for me personally, this is my own personal opinion, I think when that conversation or when the talk of what do you bring to the table arises, a lot of times if you look at where it's coming from, especially on social media, you see they are always talking about maybe boyfriend, girlfriend, first of all. It's a different level, a different ballgame entirely when you talk about partnership in the sense of marriage. And then that question of what do you bring to the table? And hardly does that question come, arise when we talk about marriage, because before you even get to the table, to the altar to say you're getting married to each other, you know that you have gone through that phase. Do you understand? Of understanding what everybody's bringing to the table. And the truth is that sometimes what you bring to the table over time can switch. You may not be able to have access to that when you bring to the table before. Now, when that happens, what do you do? So which is why it's a different ballgame entirely if we have to dissect and keep going deeper into this conversation. However, it's very, very clear that sometimes, even with normal friendship, sometimes what the other party is bringing can even be bare advice that, you know what, do this thing like this, do this like this. Even with business, some people are just, what's that word? You're not particularly an active partner. You're just a passive partner who probably will just, donate or whatever, contribute, or, you have money that you can just always pump in every other time for the other partner to be doing the work. Do you understand? So there's always that room for conversation to understand what who and who will be doing as time goes on, So yeah.
All right, let's see what Tayo is saying. Tayo says this table metaphor is a necessary discussion, and Alibaba's dimension to it is a good addition to it. Imagine having skills but no means or opportunity to create value. At the end of the day, be perceptive and entrepreneurial. Okay, let's go on to Nollywood. We've come from music to comedy, and now we're going to acting. Ireti Doyle, a Nollywood actress, says that she certainly would accept to act nude on sets in a film, But the condition would be that, well, the role would have to absolutely justify it. I think we spoke about something similar last week. Taiwo Ajayi licensing, you're not a true actor.
If you can't kiss.
Exactly. And
If you
now we
can't
have
kiss.
Ireti Doyle talking about this again.
Again,
The giggle will tell you if it takes it. Go on.
please do you. That's all I can say. Do you? If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. That's it. I don't know. I know they talk about the act and the fact that, if you want to be what's it called, what your salt or your standing or whatever, you want to be able to be versatile in these roles, fantastic. Although she has said clearly that the script will have to justify why she will have to go nude. So if they're talking about a rape victim or a domestic violence, she had mentioned why. If you want that scene or that look to be able to portray a better character or be able to sell that scene, then it has to be justified. I understand that, but I don't know. If you don't feel like it, don't do it. Again, I've seen some nude scenes. Some of them, of course, bring more character to make that scene feel real like. I've seen some nude scenes, and they're not bad in Nollywood, to be honest. They are not, it's nothing we have not seen before. They look tastefully done, even though we are not used to it. So I can go on with the films that I've seen nudity and people were up in their arms in the air, but it was okay. It just added, and it didn't even last long. So if she wants to do it, fine.
And it wasn't shanty. It wasn't a shanty display anyway.
Funny enough, the name of the movie has that in it.
I didn't even know. I was just asking just out of curiosity, but okay.
Yeah, the name of the movie has that. So if you want it, if you can do it, fine, to be able to help the role. But if not, nothing is cast in stone in Nollywood, especially for someone like herself. Nobody will force her to do something because, again, she has done 25 years in the industry. So just do you. Yeah.
James?
Yes, I mean, she said it. If it's a question of choice, it depends on the role, it depends on the character, it depends on what. Because if, let's say, for example, you're playing the role of a wife or husband or boy, or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and they said, oh, okay, on that cold afternoon or cold night, they decided to make out. Do you understand? And the scene required that they were supposed to do that. I mean, do you understand? So, but I think the question of nudity or no nudity happens around this, this climb, our African, this side, or maybe not Hollywood, I don't know. But out there is almost a giving, like, boom, let's go. Nobody's questioning much because we know that it's not actually real, or it's just make believe. So whatever you have to do to make that character, tell the story as it should be told, then why not? And I really understand Irity's part as well, where it's not just because you want us to for clout or for market, they just want somebody to take up, So I mean, I've seen Irity on 50.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and she played that role very well. I mean, even if they had to do body double and all of that, but
I did not know there were body doubles.
They are body doubles.
Of course, some persons would say some of these scenes are what would even make the movies live longer in the memory of some persons. After all, Titanic, Jack, Rose, some persons forget the movie but still remember the scenes. But
it's weird that I don't even think of that scene when I think of that movie.
Okay. You want to say okay? Let's go.
Because there were so many other compelling scenes that was just like a side thing. There wasn't a lot of focus on it. Okay, now we know what you remember, Omas. We know.
Remember, Omas forced me to tell that story.
So we can, when you watch the live stream and you hear and see, blame Omas for James's story. Okay, Mariah Carey, Brian Tanaka, 7 years, Cougar. Wow, that relationship has now come to an end.
Was this all she wanted for Christmas?
No, all what?
My God,
wanted a clean break.
But I think you want to put it on Mariah. Well, first of all, I don't know why he had to tell that story on his social media. Do you understand? It wasn't like if we were dating. I really didn't care if they were dating or anything. So you now come and give us a full story about that and tell us, ask us at the same time to give you privacy to Privacy for what? You brought this into the public space and you have to tell us to give you privacy to do or deal with what?
Sometimes people have to put disclaimers. So maybe they don't see Brian hanging out with one new hot dancer and they'll be like, oh, Brian is cheating on Mariah. And then the tabloids pick it up.
I don't care.
Yep.
If they loved themselves, if it was so great. Because if we were going to have to do this for 7 years, we failed already now. That's a failed relationship already. If people are going to fail, am I just this for 7 years? Okay, what are you doing? What else are you expecting? What to do for 10 years, 20 years? I mean, at least let the thing graduate, if at all, if it was that great.
Mariah probably don't want
but yeah, so the guy should move on. But that whole coming to write an episode, nobody would have known that they broke up or anything.
They would have known.
No, but it will take a while. Do you understand? It would have taken a while. Like I wouldn't have known. I just keep.
We'll just see Mariah with another hot thing on her arm. I'll be like, oh, Mariah's moved on. Let's go on to the messages. This is Xavier. Xavier says, I was at the stage play on Tuesday. It was amazing. Thanks, Zibby and Ghana Jollof, which is a mass, of course, for the invites. And on the podcast, and Sir Ali Baba, he's 100% right. One of the hosts on the show had said one time that his wife brings peace, serenity, and powerful words of encouragement and backing. He says anytime he goes out to hustle and he's exhausted and worried, sometimes frustrated, he knows he has peace and strong backing to go home to. There is that as well. Beauty is vain, so no woman should mention that when asked what she brings to the table.
Okay.
I need to ask, has anyone ever asked you what you bring to the table? Because I've never been asked that question. I don't know any woman that has been asked. Has anyone said, Efe, what do you bring to the table?
You know what is amazing, Zibby? I have actually asked myself what I bring to the table.
Right.
I personally, I think I just heard it one day and I was like, it was a debate though. And I was like, you know what exactly do you bring to the table? And of course, by the time I started reeling it out, some financial advice, of course, investment advice, of course, advice generally, because I do give that a lot, and peace. So I know what I bring to the table. So anybody that is going to ask me, I'm going to reel it out to them straight up.
I don't think anybody really
asked like directly.
Yeah,
I know.
Social media and
but some people can be cheeky. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean.
All right. And that's all the time we have left. Tyre says, rest in peace to Lee Son Kyun. And Zibby and Ifitiri bring Grapevine to the table. We bring a whole lot more. Come on, Tyre. That is it for the Grapevine. Thank you for listening. Thanks for your messages. And special thanks, of course, to our analysts, Efe and James.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
This is the last Grapevine of the year.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Next year.
So we wish all our Grapevine fans happy new year in advance.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast. Lagos Talk starts from 9 a.m.
Thank you, guys. Bye.